Hi, everybody, and welcome to Chapter 9 of Because of Winn-Dixie. We're getting in there. This is the last of our single-digit chapters. All double digits from here on out. I'm excited to kind of see what's going on with Opal in this chapter, and hopefully they kind of gave us a glimpse of one of those characters. I don't know if they'll be a main character. That cashier that works at the pet shop Opal just got a store at. I vaguely remember his name as being Otis, but that's all we really know about him. He seems pretty shy. Maybe that'll be a character we're introduced in this chapter. Kind of just doing some predictions because I don't really know where we're going yet. But I can't wait to learn a little bit more about Opal and this new job and kind of how Winn-Dixie's going to play into that. But some words I wanted to go over, of course, in Chapter 8 before we hit Chapter 9. The first word I wanted to talk about was this word installment. The first thing Opal talks about when she can't buy that leash and collar because it's too expensive for Winn-Dixie, she wants to set up an installment plan. And this can kind of mean two things. That's why I wanted to talk about it. Opal's talking about it in a way of making payments. So kind of like a payment plan. You don't have enough money to pay for it up front, so you pay it in plans. Usually people do this with credit cards. I'm going to put it on my credit card, and then I'm going to pay my credit card off in installments. So that means just little payments, kind of like a payment plan. You could also hear the word installments, like if you were going to have something installed, installed in your home, like a fridge or something like that. You could have someone come in and do an installment. That is kind of why I wanted to peel it out, because it can be read in two different ways. But Opal is talking about it as in like a payment plan. We can do installments or payments. So that was one word I wanted to pull out. She says that she can do this installment plan because she is very trustworthy. And that is our, and let me hold it down here. Sorry, guys. That is another emotion word or kind of descriptor word. It's a word that helps us now start to get a better picture of Opal. We've had a pretty good picture of her being our main character this whole time, but now she's describing herself here as trustworthy. So that's a good character trait of hers. She is able to be trusted. So if you ask her to do something, she'll make sure to get it done. You can trust her to get it done. She's not going to make up an excuse why it didn't get done or something like that. So she's a trustworthy person to give a job. She'll make sure to get that job done. So I like these words especially because those emotion words are kind of what help us learn a little bit more about these characters we're reading about. And then the last word I wanted to pull out of here is what she said that bird's voice sounded like. And I'm sure it's kind of what my voice sounded like trying to imitate it, guys. It was irritating. When something is irritating, it means it bugs you. Like my alarm clock is irritating. That's why you want to turn it off so quickly. They usually do that on purpose. Like when we had those tornado warnings and fire drills. Those alarms are irritating sounds because you want to get away from them. They are a warning sound. They want to trigger something in you. If something's irritating, it means it bugs you and kind of throws you off. It's like, ooh, that's an irritating sound. Bugs me. It's not welcomed kind of sound. So that was another word I thought maybe we could define for you. All these words that we're defining, guys, we are going to be going over them in a little vocabulary assessment just to broaden that vocabulary, but also they're all these good words to add in your own writing. So take them when you're trying to do those persuasive narratives and all that good stuff. Chapter 9. Just about everything that happened to me that summer happened because of Winn-Dixie. For instance, without him, I would have never met Gloria Dump. He was the one who introduced us. What happened was this. I was riding my bike from the Gertrude's Pets, and Winn-Dixie was running alongside me. We went past Dunlap and Stevie Dewberry's house, and when Dunlap and Stevie saw me, they got on their bikes and started following me. They wouldn't ride with me. They just rode behind me and whispered things that I couldn't hear. Neither one of them had any hair on his head because their mama shaved their head every week during the summer because of the time Dunlap got fleas in his hair from their cat Sadie. And now they looked like two identical bald-headed babies, even though they weren't twins. Dunlap was 10, like me, and Stevie was 9. and tall for his age. "I can hear you," I hollered back at them. "I can hear what you're saying," but I couldn't. Winn-Dixie started to race way ahead of me. "You better watch out," hollered Dunlap. "That dog is headed right for the witch's house." "Winn-Dixie," I called, but he kept on going, faster, and hopped the gate and went into the most overgrown jungle of a yard that I'd ever seen. "You better go get your dog out of there," Dunlap said. "The witch will eat that dog," Stevie said. "Shut up," I told them. I got off my bike and went up to the gate and hollered, "Winn-Dixie, you better come out of there." But he didn't. "She's probably eating him right now," Stevie said. He and Dunlap were standing behind me. "She eats dogs all the time." "Get lost, you bald-headed babies," I said. "Hey," said Dunlap, "that ain't a very nice way for a preacher's daughter to talk to us." He and Stevie backed up a little. I stood there and thought for a minute, and I finally decided that I was more afraid of losing Winn-Dixie than I was of having to deal with a dog-eating witch. So I went through the gate and into her yard. "That witch is going to eat the dog for dinner and you for dessert," Stevie said. "We'll tell the preacher what happened to you," Dunlap shouted after. By then I was in a deep of the jungle. There was every kind of anything growing everywhere. There were flowers and vegetables and trees and vines. "Winn-Dixie," I said. I heard, "This dog sure likes to eat." I went around a really big tree, all covered in moss, and there was Winn-Dixie. He was eating something right out of the witch's hand. She looked up at me. "This dog sure likes peanut butter," she said. "You can always trust a dog that likes peanut butter." She was old with crinkly old brown skin. She had a big old floppy hat with flowers all over it, and she didn't have any teeth. But she didn't look like a witch. She looked nice. And Winn-Dixie liked her, I could tell. "I'm sorry he got in your garden," I said. "You ain't got to be sorry," she said. "I enjoy a little company." "My name's Opal," I told her. "My name's Gloria Dump," she said. "Ain't that a terrible last name, Dump?" "My last name is Baloney," I said. "Sometimes the kids at school back in Wadley called me lunch meat." "Ha!" Gloria laughed. "What about this dog? What do you call him?" "Winn-Dixie," I said. Winn-Dixie thumped his tail on the ground. He tried smiling, but it was hard with a mouth all full of peanut butter. "Winn-Dixie," Gloria Dump said. "You mean like the grocery store?" "Yes, ma'am," I said. "Woo-wee," she said. "That takes the strange name prize then, don't it?" "Yes, ma'am," I said. "I was just fixing myself a peanut butter sandwich," she said. "You want one too?" "All right," I said. "Yes, please." "Go on and sit down," she said, pointing at a lawn chair with the back all busted out of it. "But sit down carefully." I sat down carefully, and Gloria Dump made me a peanut butter sandwich on white bread. She then made one for herself and put her false teeth in to eat it. When she was done, she said to me, "You know, my eyes ain't too good at all. I can't see nothing but the general shapes of things, so I gotta rely on my heart. Why don't you go on and tell me everything about yourself so I can see you with my heart?" And because Winn-Dixie was looking up at her like she was the best thing he had ever seen, and because the peanut butter sandwich had been so good, and because I had been waiting for so long to tell someone everything about me, I did. All right, guys, that looks like it's the end of chapter 9. It's a fun little way. I like the way our author has of introducing new characters with fun little stories like this. We just met Miss Franny, our librarian, in a fun little story about this bear, and now it looks like our character Opal met Gloria Dump, another new character in our book, in a fun little way too. And in chapter 10, she's going to be telling Gloria a little bit about herself. I wonder what she's going to tell her. You think she's going to include her mom in it at all? Or, I'm interested to see what you have to say. So make sure you put your thoughts in that discussion post a little that I've been attaching on to these assignments. So make sure to add your thoughts to those discussion posts, guys. It's a way that we can kind of all talk to each other about our book, even though we don't catch each other on our chats together every so often. So go on there, add your thoughts about what you think Opal's going to tell our new character. Chapter 10 is coming up soon. All right, bye.